You have credit card debt, maybe student loans, maybe a car loan. You're making payments every month, but the balance never seems to go down. Sound familiar? There are two main ways to pay off debt: the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. And choosing the wrong one could cost you thousands of dollars or years of your life. The average American household carries over $90,000 in debt, and studies show that most people choose the wrong payoff strategy, not because they're bad with money, but because no one explained the difference. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how both methods work. I'll show you the math, the psychology, and help you decide which one is right for you. By the end, you'll have a clear plan to get out of debt. So if you're ready to finally get out of debt and never look back, stick with me. Let's find your perfect payoff method. Let's get started. Let's start with the debt snowball. This method was popularized by Dave Ramsey, and it's all about momentum and psychology. Here's how it works. List all your debts from smallest balance to largest balance. Ignore the interest rates for now. Just focus on the balance. You make minimum payments on all debts, but you throw every extra dollar at the smallest debt. You attack it with everything you have until it's gone. Once that smallest debt is paid off, you take all that money you were paying and roll it into the next smallest debt. Your snowball gets bigger and bigger. The idea is that you build momentum. Each debt you pay off feels like a victory. That momentum keeps you motivated to tackle the next debt, then the next, until you're debt-free. The psychology here is powerful. Paying off that first debt, even if it's small, gives you a win, and that win makes you believe you can do it again. But here's the downside. The snowball method ignores interest rates. You might pay off a 5% student loan before an 18% credit card. That means you could pay more in interest over time. So the debt snowball is about psychology and momentum. It's not mathematically optimal, but it works for people who need wins to stay motivated. If you struggle with discipline, this might be your method. Now let's talk about the debt avalanche. This method is mathematically optimal. It saves you the most money in interest. Let me show you how it works. With the avalanche, you list your debts from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. Highest interest first. That's where you attack. You make minimum payments on all debts, but you throw every extra dollar at the debt with the highest interest rate. You attack it relentlessly. Why? Because mathematically, killing the highest interest debt first saves you the most money. That 22% credit card is costing you way more than the 5% student loan. The avalanche method might take longer to see your first debt disappear, especially if your highest interest debt is also your largest. But when it goes, you save big on interest. If you have $10,000 in debt across multiple cards, the avalanche method can save you hundreds, sometimes thousands, in interest compared to the snowball. But here's the challenge. If your highest interest debt is also your largest, it might take months or even years to pay off. That can feel demoralizing. Some people give up. So the debt avalanche is mathematically optimal. It saves you the most money. But it requires patience because your first win might take longer. If you're disciplined and focused on the math, this is your method. Let's compare both methods with real numbers. Imagine you have $10,000 in credit card debt across 3 cards. Card A, $1,000 at 22%. Card B, $3,000 at 18%. Card C, $6,000 at 5%. With the snowball, you attack card A first, then card B, then card C. You ignore the interest rates and focus on the smallest balances. With the avalanche, you attack the highest interest rate first. In this example, that's also card A at 22%. So both methods start the same. But if card C had the highest rate, you'd attack it first, even though it's the largest. Here's where the difference shows. If you had a large debt with a very high interest rate, the avalanche would save you significant money. We're talking hundreds or even thousands of dollars over the payoff period. But look at the time, too. First win. With snowball, you might pay off your first debt in 4 months. With avalanche, if your highest interest debt is large, It could take 12 months or more. That's a long time without a victory. Now, imagine this scenario. You have $8,000 on a card at 25% and $2,000 on a card at 5%. Snowball pays off the $2,000 first. Avalanche pays off the $8,000 first. The interest difference is massive. In that scenario, the Avalanche could save you over $1,500 in interest. That's real money, but you'd go months without paying off a single debt. The Snowball gives you that quick win. So, here's the mathematical truth. The debt Avalanche saves you more money. The debt Snowball gives you faster psychological wins. Neither is wrong. The right choice depends on what you need to stay motivated. This is where psychology meets personal finance. The math says Avalanche. But humans aren't robots. We need motivation. We need wins. We need to feel like we're making progress. Studies have actually found that people who use the Snowball Method are more likely to successfully pay off all their debt. Why? Because the early wins keep them motivated. Imagine throwing $500 a month at a $10,000 debt for a year and watching it slowly go down. No celebration, no victory, just grinding. Some people get discouraged and stop. Now imagine paying off a $500 debt in 2 months, then another $1,000 debt in 3 months. Each victory feels amazing. You feel like you're winning. That momentum carries you forward. There's actual neuroscience behind this. Each small win releases dopamine in your brain. That's the chemical that makes you feel good and motivated. Snowball gives you more dopamine hits. So here's the psychological truth. The Avalanche is mathematically better, but the Snowball is psychologically better for many people. And the best method isn't the one with the best math. It's the one you'll actually stick with until you're debt-free. So, how do you choose? Let me help you figure out which method fits your personality and your debt situation. If you're a numbers person, if you care about the math more than the motivation, if you can stay disciplined without quick wins, then the Avalanche is probably for you. It'll save you the most money. If you need motivation, if you've tried to pay off debt before and given up, if you love checking things off a list, then the Snowball is for you. The early wins will keep you going. Look at your debt sizes. If you have several small debts, the Snowball will give you quick wins. If all your debts are large, the Avalanche might make more sense because the Snowball wouldn't give you quick wins anyway. If you have a debt with a very high interest rate, like 25% or 30%, the Avalanche becomes much more important. That debt is an emergency. Kill it first, no matter the size. You can also create a hybrid method. Pay off your smallest debts first for motivation. But if 2 debts have very different interest rates, attack the higher rate first, or use Snowball to start, then switch to Avalanche once you have momentum. Here's a simple decision tree. Ask yourself, do I need motivation to stay on track? If yes, choose Snowball. If not, check your interest rates. If they're very different, choose Avalanche. If they're similar, choose either. My recommendation, if you're not sure, start with the Snowball. The early wins will build your confidence. Once you have momentum, if you're disciplined, you can switch to the Avalanche to save on interest. The best method is the one you'll actually finish. Let's quickly recap. Snowball attacks smallest debts first. It builds momentum and motivation, but may cost more in interest. Avalanche attacks highest interest first. It saves the most money, but may take longer to see progress. Here's your action plan. Step 1. List all your debts with balances and interest rates. Step 2. Choose your method based on what we discussed. Step 3. Make a payment plan. Step 4. Start today. Write down your commitment. I will pay an extra $500 a month to my smallest debt starting this month. Make it specific. Make it real. Share it with someone who will hold you accountable. Track your progress. Celebrate each debt you pay off. Watch that balance go down every month. Every dollar you pay is a step closer to freedom. Imagine that day. The day you make your last payment, the day you're completely debt-free. No credit card bills, no loan payments. That's financial freedom. That's what we're working toward. If this video helped you choose your debt payoff method, please hit that like button. Subscribe to Money Mint for more simple money tips. Next time, we're talking about how to build an emergency fund from zero. You won't want to miss it. I'm Mr. Mint, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, the best method isn't the one with the best math. It's the one you'll stick with until you're debt-free. Start today. Your future self will thank you.